Hey everyone, MarchJig8 here bringing you another episode of Monday Music Recap, where we recap the events from last week. Let's get started. Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered has revealed they will be releasing a variety map pack, which includes the 4 classic maps that have all been remastered from the original variety pack they released back in 2008. And from what I've seen, fans, including some of the biggest Call of Duty YouTubers, are not very happy about it. Mostly it's due to the fact that not only is Activision charging for these maps, which allow me to remind you are almost a decade old, they are also charging more for them than the original variety pack. They're charging their standard map pack price of $14.99 rather than releasing these maps as free content or even charging the original price of $9.99. And I can't really argue with them. This Call of Duty cycle has been a complete shit show of bad decision makings on both Activision and Infinity Ward's part. It's been one of the most costly Call of Duties we've ever seen for general consumers, with the $80 Infinite Warfare Legacy Edition, which still has features seen in other Call of Duty games that are completely missing from this one, and it is still the only way to get Modern Warfare Remastered. Then you have the $50 Season Pass, which doesn't even cover the Variety Pack, and they decided to throw in supply drops into Modern Warfare Remastered with DLC weapons that have a very low chance of actually pulling them, because the COD development teams love bandwagoning each other. But I mean, hell, Infinity Ward, you're starting to look like a crack addict right now. Can you just buy this map pack, please? I know it's almost 9 years old, but look, I put a new filter on it so it looks better. Please, I just need a little money. Please, just I need some money. Here, you can even have some of these supply drops. Maybe we'll get one of those new weapons from them. It's sad. Now, there is a bit of an argument to be made about Activision and Infinity Ward doing this to try and mitigate some of the backlash from the poor sales of Infinite Warfare, which is understandable. After all, business is profit and people do have to pay their bills. But at the same time, there are other ways of going about this. Here's just a crazy random example I just got off the top of my head. How about releasing Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered as its own game for $20 to $25? Cut off that stupid anti-consumer Legacy Edition that made a ton of people not want to buy the game at all in the first place, or until there was a price drop. There is a market for this game. They could easily make a couple of new maps for that game and then ship it out with a price tag and people wouldn't be pissed. Yeah, it might still cost about $14.99, but you are also taking into consideration that this would be brand new content for a game that hasn't had new content released for it, for new map packs at least, for almost 10 years. And I know I've been rambling a little bit about this, but I want to know what your guys' opinion on the topic are. Let me know down below in the comments, and if you guys are interested in checking it out, it is set to be released on March 24th on PS4, and I'll leave the trailer down below for you. Now moving on from DLC done wrong to DLC done right, we have a new update from No Man's Sky, and guys, I knew there was a reason why I still had hope for this game. While this update doesn't deliver all the promised features, it does deliver enough new content to make this game interesting again. You can now own 3 new exo vehicles that can help you travel the planet. You can now have multiple ships. You can share your constructions online. There are a ton of new base building options, new weapon classes, and a new permadeath mode. Plus there's a bunch of other new little features. But the best part about all of this is that it's all free and that there's more to come. Check out the trailer and the patch notes below if you'd like to learn more. Black Sabbath, one of the most influential bands of all time, has announced that after a 49-year-long career, with 19 albums released selling over 70 million worldwide, including Paranoid, which has been certified 4 times platinum, and a countless number of tours, they have decided to call it quits. Him has also announced that they'll be calling it a day after a 26-year-long career. They have also announced they'll be heading on a farewell tour. I think the dates for that have been released, and find them below if you'd like. Suicide Silence, latest release, their new self-titled album, has had a pretty rough first week, and it's taken a 69% drop in its first week sales compared to their last album, You Can't Stop Me. Metal Injections actually reported they sold 4,650 copies of their new album in the first week, and in the US alone, whereas with You Can't Stop Me, they sold around 15,000 copies in the first week in the US alone. This is most likely due to the fan backlash from their sudden shift in musical direction when they announced that the album was going to be all clean vocals. Ben Vogelman, former guitarist of Crown the Empire who departed the band back in 2015, has revealed his new project as the Young Sires, which has this more techno-pop feel to it. Personally, I appreciate the sound, but I'm just not that avid of a fan of it, but maybe you guys will be. Check it out below if you guys are interested. The Night Flight Orchestra, which is a project comprised of various members of Soilwork and Arch Enemy, has announced they'll be releasing their new album Amber Galactic on May 19th. Emarosa has announced they'll be heading on a short string of spring tours with Chapel, dates released. Rancid and Dropkick Murphys have announced they are heading on a co-headliner tour called From Boston to Berkeley tour this summer with support from the Bouncing Souls, Jake Burns, The Selectors, and Kevin Second. Dates released. AFI has announced the second leg of their Blood tour. Dates released. Korn has announced a pretty big tour with support coming from Stone Sour, Baby Metal, Skillet, Yellow Wolf, Dead, and Islander. Dates released. Chevelle has announced they'll be heading on a new spring tour. Dates released. Terror has announced they'll be heading on a new tour this spring with support from Godshare and Abuse the Power. Dates released. Upon a Burning Body has announced they'll be heading on a new tour this spring with support from Within the Ruins, Kubla Khan, and Cold Casket. Dates released. Oh, Jesus. Volumes has announced they'll be heading on this spring tour with support from Fire from the Gods. Dates released. Frank Carter and the Rattlesnakes has announced their first ever North American headliner tour. Dates released. Sorority Noise has announced they're heading on a new North American tour this spring. Dates released. And finally, we have Mayday Parade announcing they'll be heading on a UK/Euro tour. Dates released. I know that was a lot of tours, guys. You can find all the dates for it down below. Alright, guys, it's time for some new music of the week, and we start things off with Mastodon, Andromeda, The Word Alive, Misery, First Me and the Gimme Gimmes, City of New Orleans, Body Count, The Ski Mask Way, Wear Your Wounds, Arthritic Heart, Hey Violet, Break My Heart, Dry Jacket, Wicker Couch, Acoustic, Sorority Noise, Disappeared, and Earthist, Redial. And for new music videos, we have Norma Jean, 1 Million Watts, Linkin Park, Heavy, Imagine Dragons, Believer, Lindsey Sterling, Love's Just a Feeling, Matt Pryor, Mary, Against Me, Haunting, Haunted, Haunts, Bush, Mad Love, Fit for an Autopsy, Black Mammoth, Young the Giant, Silver Tongue, Trophy Eyes, Counting Sheep, and Something More. It's Not About You, Part 2. Thank you all for joining me for another episode. Be sure to hit the like button if you guys liked it. Dislike if you didn't. And I will see you all on the next one. Mars out.